everybody. Welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on today. But before we get started, you know what I'm going to say. Go right down here in your settings, find your subscribe button. Go ahead on and subscribe and get it over with. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell so you'll know when I upload or just pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the one that's on my neck all the time, and that would be the algorithm. I really, really would appreciate it. And don't sleep on our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to support this channel through a channel membership and become a part of the reading club, you're going to help it to grow, to continue, and to improve. And I will be oh so grateful for it. All right, let's get into the read. When I was putting the read together today, of course, you know what I have to do to put the read together. You know I have to get on these internet streets. And of course, I was in them most of the day, reading and seeing what's going on, see what, of course, I went over to X, formerly known as Twitter, see what the messiness was all about, went over in Instagram, see what they were talking about, and then just went through a lot of articles. And I came up on this article in the Daily Fail. And like I said, I found it at the corner of Daily Fail and We Are Waving the White Flag Avenue. And there it was. Because basically that's what the Daily Fail is doing. It's waving the white flag. It is giving up. More and more of these articles are starting to pop up. When Harry and Meghan went to Colombia, had such a successful visit, and totally locked them out and would not allow any UK media within a mile of any event that they were doing. And they had to pick up the crumbs in order to write articles. And they started thinking about how it used to be. Well, they used to be on the plane with Harry and Meghan when they were going to the African trip and the oceanic trip, tour. And even when they went to Morocco, they were all on the plane. They got all of the best shots, and everybody had to come to them. The world had to come to them to get them. And now here they are picking up scraps. And the people that they made their deals with are either not doing anything. I'm trying to be good, y'all. I really am. I'm trying to be good. But we all know what's going on over there. We do. And we all know why Kate is not on the world stage. And we all know why William is not going to New York. And we all know why Charles don't have eggs going over his head anymore and is out working. We all know. We know what it is. And they know what it is. And they know that what they conspired together with that family. I'm trying to be good. They conspired together with that family has not worked. They declared war on Harry and Meghan, and their intentions were to destroy them. The royal family's intention was to destroy them, and the British media, not just the rags, it was the whole British media got together and decided that they were going to attack this one couple. And it was given a blessing by the royal family, and that's what they did. But unfortunately, they didn't know who they was dealing with. They thought they were dealing with this little naive girl who was an actress on this TV show. But what they didn't know, they were dealing with someone who had steel in her back and came there as a multi-millionaire, and not a dime was given to her. She earned every penny, and she knew how to move in the world. Megan knows how to make money. Megan knows how to be around people who know how to make money. They didn't anticipate that. They didn't anticipate Harry growing into this man who wasn't going to allow them to destroy his wife. He wasn't this weak spare that they were so used to throwing under the bus and using as a scapegoat and selling to the world that he was somehow this stupid, borderline retarded prince. And somehow William was the genius. Yeah, that's who they thought they were dealing with. Little did they know that they were dealing with a man who loved his wife, who had waited for someone like her and was not about to give her up and wasn't about to allow them to destroy her or him. And he was a person who knew a lot. He wasn't that dumb person. And look at all of Harry's accolades. I remember when Jabbo wrote that book about William that flopped. You know, it was William at 40, and they had to scrounge around to find things to say that that's what William was doing. That's how he got on the homeless, because that's when they started scrounging around for something and they found him the big something. And I'm gonna put a picture of it right here where he was out there selling those magazines with the homeless. Yeah, that's how he got started on the homeless. All of the things that he's involved in now, he just started. He started after 40. And they had to scrounge around to find something for him to put in that book and to write about because he had no accolades. He just started Earthflop in 2020. So, but he is supposed to be the smart one. Harry's supposed to be the dumb one. And Harry started Cinnabale at 19. At 19. Harry had a major charity named for his mother at 19 years old, but he's the dumb one? Yeah. And that's the way they treated him. And they thought that Harry and Meghan was gonna be easy targets. They were gonna take them down because they so used to taking everybody down that they wanted to. And they threw everything at them. But also what they didn't anticipate was this group to pop up. This group that would call itself the Sussex Squad would, every time that they would lie or write some kind of nonsense or attack Harry and Meghan, they would push back. That when Kate and William would go on tour, they would write about how the nonsense that they were doing and how funny it was, or how stupid it was. Shaking hands with people of color through wire fences. And we all know the infamous, and every time I see this picture of them, I tell you, I chuckle. I said to myself, I said, now Kate was wrong for crawling up on that Jeep with William. I don't think Megan would have did that. Cause you know how stupid that looked. I would, I mean, in full regalia with the sword and everything. I saw when they had a ceremony afterwards after they rode around in that Jeep. And William sitting up there with his arm propped up on his sword. How ridiculous it is in this day and time to be doing some nonsense like that. And I said to myself, right then, Kate is not about nothing if she didn't tell her husband this is stupid. I don't know a wife here that I know wouldn't say, is you stupid? I'm not doing that. That is so stupid. But not Kate. Kate crawled right up there beside him in that Jeep. And every time I see that picture, every time I see it, I laugh because it is hilarious. And like Byron was saying, went to Jamaica and lost half of the Commonwealth. And I understand why. Crawling up on that Jeep like that. That was so embarrassing. I had secondhand embarrassment for them. But I digress. I digress. But like I said, they did not anticipate the Sussex Squad. They didn't. And they have tried their best to make us out as the bad guy. But when they look at our pages and what we're saying, we don't care nothing about them folks. We don't. We only say something about anything is when it is lies and attacks on Harry and Meghan. That's it. Go to my channel page. You will rarely see anything about Kate or William or Charles or Camilla. Well, like I said, you'll see some about Camilla because every now and then I have a desire to drag her. I'm surprised I didn't have a desire to drag her today because today is the 27th anniversary of Diana's death. And, I really feel some kind of way about that. But I digress again. So let's get back to them not anticipating the Sussex Squad. And so Harry and Meghan's abilities and resilience, along with the Sussex Squad, has made them wave the white flag. Now, they might pretend and, it's going to be maybe a sputter or two, but basically, they know that they are done. Here in America, we have a saying about the fat lady. And that saying is when the fat lady sings, that's it. And basically, this one sided war that William and Charles and all of those rags and the British media declared on Harry and Meghan is pretty much done and waiting for the fat lady to enter the building to sing because it's over. Because I am seeing more and more articles like this one. So let's get into this article. And like I said, all we have to do is sit around and wait. Like I said, we're going to get a few more, but they pretty much know what the deal is. Nigeria and Colombia got them. They were so butthurt that Harry and Meghan was able to pull that off to get so much coverage without them, without granting one of their requests to go along to cover it. They're not needed anymore. And that was an eye opener for them. And so we start seeing articles like this popping up because they want to get back inside the circle. The inside, when I remember when my kids were little, I used to say, you're inside the circle or you on the outside the circle. When they did something bad, they was on outside the circle. meaning that they were going to get punished. And I wasn't going to deal with their nonsense. But when they were inside the circle, they were good. Everything was cool. And they want to be inside Harry and Meghan's circle. They want to be back there. But they have a dilemma. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get to the article. They have spawned a bunch of trolls like Angela Levin and all that mess over to GB News. And they've all spawned these hate accounts like right here on this app. And it is filled with people like the woman who walks around with Megan's teeth in her mouth, pie face, the lady who says she a lady but she not a lady and it starts with a C and she calls herself C. Martin Brennan, aka Dan Wu, and Crazy Eyes. And it is people that's behind those accounts. It is people who society, time, the world has left behind, and all they have left is to hate on Megan and hate on Harry. And these are the people who buy their rags. So I don't see how they're going to maneuver this without losing somebody. Because I don't care if they start acting like a legitimate news organization like the Daily Fail or GB News, if they start acting like they got some sense, as my mama used to say, I still will pay them dust. I still would treat them the same because they only change out of necessity, not because it was the right thing to do. They want to be inside the circle. But I don't, like I said, I don't see how they're going to do it because their readers, they have conditioned their readers to be trolls, crazy people, nuts, hags, flying monkeys, minions, potato heads. These are the people. So I want to see their shift because it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because the people who never have liked them is always going to not like them. People like me. And the people who buy their papers are going to be mad with them. But this is where we're at on the corner of Daily Fail and White. I'm waving the white flag avenue. And I wonder what they're going to do. Let's get into this article. It's by A.N. Wilson. Never heard of him. When we call them royal rats, we really hit the nail on the head because they multiply like rats. Every time I read an article, it's a new person that I have never heard of before and never saw before. And they have a picture of him, and he's a real pimp, if you know what I mean. My mama used to say that about somebody who had a little thumb head. He's a real pimp. But anyway, I digress. And let's get into the article. It says, why it's in everyone's interest for William to be the bigger man and bring Harry into the royal fold. Tell me you have given up without telling me you have given up. Tell me that you know you have lost the battle without telling me you have lost the battle. Tell me that this war is over and bring in the fat lady without telling me this war is over and bringing in the fat lady. Let's go on. Isn't it time for the royal feud to end? Because they turned down every one of our invitations for Columbia. It's time for this to end. When Prince Harry arrived at Norfolk Parish Church last week for the memorial service of his uncle by marriage, Robert Fellows, Many of those present possibly prayed that there would be reconciliation between him and William. So they saying, so they saying that while this man, this is a memorial for him, they feel that the people in the pews was praying for Harry and William to reconcile. That's what they say. Whew, the war is over. Bring in the fat lady. Bring her in. Let's go on. It said, in fact, William left the Snittingham church without exchanging so much as a syllable with his estranged younger brother. And Harry left the Snittingham church without exchanging a not as much as a syllable to his estranged brother. So what's your point? It appears animate. He appears animate that Harry is the black sheep of the family to whom there can be no forgiveness. This is both deeply sad and worrying. How is Harry the black sheep? How? Harry got all these accolades and a beautiful wife who has all these accolades and a beautiful family and a big old house and plenty of money in his bank account and skipping down hills every chance he gets. How is he the black sheep when Prince Sway Sway over here is swaying in the wind like he is a palm tree in a hurricane in Florida? And Harry is supposed to be black sheep. Oh, okay. Let's go on. The longer this feud continues, the deeper and wider the chasm will get. There are rumors that William has said that he would not even invite his brother to his coronation when the day dawns. That's something you need to take up with William because the last time I looked, Charles was upright, but he wanted to flex the fact that he is going to be king. So he wants to try to punish Harry with the last thing that he has, and that is an invitation to his hat show. I know Harry is really, really hurt. Not. It is not a flex like it used to be. And Harry has been Americanized. And in America, we look at that like, boy, those people are stupid. They finance that nonsense over there and is proud of it and say it is part of their culture. All the millions and people cannot heat their homes, and the older people, the pensioners, are having to give up their $300 fuel allowance this year. And Charles got a $52 million raise. You proud of that? Okay. All right. And so we're supposed to look across the pond and be like, oh, poor Harry, poor Harry. Yeah, okay. It would be really, really horrible for countless reasons. Indeed, there are very wide ramifications. Many have spent years vilifying Meghan for refusing to speak to her poor, clumsy old dad, who made a donkey of himself before the wedding by posing for paparazzi pictures. William refusing to speak to his brother risked the appearance of just as petty. Well, we know that's a dumb comparison, but he did get something right. William is petty and he's sad and he's hurt because his plan and plot to destroy the marriage of his brother, because he saw what Harry had found, this capable, just magnetic woman who had the ability and the intellect to make a difference in this world. And he wanted to destroy it. He wanted to destroy it. And it didn't work, and he mad about it. And he also saw how Harry and Meghan lights up the room. They got to shine. And when him and Kate show up, all the lights go off. And they had to absolutely get Kate off the world stage because she was just flat out embarrassing herself walking around there trying to be Megan. It was embarrassing. And also climbing up on that truck. Let's not forget about that. But yeah, William is petty. But Megan has good reason about the dad, and we all know what it is, and I'm not going to get into it. But let's go on. If William allows the feud to fester, it will dominate every public occasion in which he takes part. At family funerals, at ceremonies of national importance. Um, do we really want this? Is it not Prince of Wales' duty to come to forgive, or at least behave as if he has forgiven? Listen at that. Want him to fake forgiveness. And that's why Harry and Meghan should never trust William, because he will do that. Let's think back to when they went to the Queen, when the Queen passed away, and they went to the gate to view the flowers. Go back and run that reel, how William was faking, talking to Harry, chit chatting to Meghan. And we all know what his scheming, horrible, maniacal plan, and what kind of person he is, and what he wants to destroy them. And mad because he hadn't. But yet and still, he was able to pretend. Who in the world would want to be around somebody who pretends to like you? We call that two-faced backstabbing here. And we all know what that means. That means that they are going to shank you every chance they get, meaning that they are going to try to hurt you every opportunity. And who in the world would want to be around somebody like that? But they want to encourage Harry to be around somebody like that, somebody who's faking it. That's why I hope Harry never, ever, ever go back over there. I want him to be able to go to his home country, enjoy his home country, be able to have his children to enjoy his home country, but not to have anything to do with that family, because they are not to be trusted, because jealousy has destroyed so many people, all the way back to Cain and Abel. And it is a Cain and Abel situation here. All right, it says, it was a wise man who wrote, "Kiss my son not because I love him, but in order to what does it say? But in order to love him, for son, read brother." I don't even know what that means. Let me try it again. It said it was a wise man who wrote, "I kiss my son not because I love him, but in order to love him." Okay. For son, read that. Read, brother. There is something deeply unseemly about any family having a row in public. When it is a royal family, it poisons the air and undermines the very institution of the monarchy. The the indications are that King Charles, especially in the light of his cancer, has been receiving spiritual advice from friends such as Richard Charteris, a former bishop of London, urging him to build bridges with his younger son. Obviously, Charles would like to meet and befriend his American grandchildren. I don't think so, but okay. Okay. He should not have to feel anxious that he might leave this world before making peace with his darling boy Harry. No, they didn't say that. I'm telling you, bring in the fat lady. Come on in, lady. Come on. She all she has to do is sing. They want Harry back so bad. And they are begging now. They're begging. And they're begging William. And my prediction is, and I may be wrong, but it's just a prediction, that if William is not going to listen to these people begging for Harry to come back, they're going to slowly start to turn on him. They are. They're going to start reporting all this stuff that they have been ignoring, like that swaying. That's going to happen. And he is going to regret it. But I really feel that this is not going to be fixed because William does not have the capacity to get past it. He is not emotionally mature enough to be able to say, okay, I was wrong. I need to switch this around. I need to apologize to my brother, his wife, his family, and try to make amends, meaning putting in the work so they will be able to see I mean what I say because I have done them wrong. William does not have the emotional maturity to see that. William only sees that Harry left and he is no longer there for him to scapegoat or throw under the bus or to be the person who put his light near him so he too can glow and shine. And that's it. And he's mad about that. And he was raised by the institution. And the institution made him believe that his needs were above everybody else's needs. And it's okay to be a treacherous, evil, backstabbing, maniacal snake. And if you are that person and it all does not work, you have the right to be hurt because it should have worked and that people should have been destroyed. Because that's the problem with him. Harry and Meghan was not destroyed. And he mad about it. And if you think William do not know deep down that Harry and Meghan is better than him, you're wrong. Because he showed that when he felt that he wanted Harry out of the family, and then him and that mannequin he married in return did everything that Harry and Meghan had done prior. They copied and pasted everything, trying to get the shine that Harry and Meghan had. They was over there at Greenfield. They was out there, on tour. Went on the tour, all these things, and Kate had on all them clothes that Meghan had. And it didn't work. So he know. When he was on his way back from Jamaica and wrote that little sad letter about, I know I probably won't be your king for the Commonwealth, he was so butthurt. about that Jamaica trip that he wrote a letter on the plane on the plane back. The wheels hadn't touched down on the plane while he was up there grieving about the fact that he had made a complete debacle of that trip and, as Byron said, lost half of the Commonwealth. Yes, he did. All right, y'all. That is the read for today. They are over there waving the white flag, and I want Harry and Meghan to turn away and not see it. But the fat lady, I'm telling you, she's making her way to the stage. See y'all later. Bye.